Welcome to Hood Champion Boxing and Sports. In boxing, you find a way to win or you find a way to lose. So I just watched the whole fight card. Riyadh season, California. L.A., California. Let me tell you something. Outstanding fights. Outstanding fights. But let me put something in perspective, right? Of course, I predicted the whole Ziyad would win, Andy Cruz would win. He was in tough against Moran, but you saw there was just levels to Andy Cruz, but he can be hurt. So makes you wonder how far he can go at 135 against them big, some of them guys who can crack. Tank Davis would be a tough fight for, I think, Cruz. He would box, look great, but then Tank would eventually touch him. Keyshawn Davis may have a better chance than I thought against Andy Cruz. Then David Morrell, again, I thought he was going to knock out Kaladzdik. I'm sure I'm butchering his name, but he was able to get the victory. He just didn't really let his hands go the way I thought he would. Then Bakoli Anderson, call that. I try to tell people, man, Anderson, he ain't there mentally. That dude is cuckoo, man. He's out there in another planet. I think his career is over. That's just me, unless he decides to commit to boxing and stop talking stupid shit about, if I wasn't boxing, I'd be dead in jail. And when they ask him, so would you, if it wasn't for dead or in jail, you weren't boxing, what would you be doing? Selling drugs. Yeah. And they're like, okay, what about a 9 to 5? Okay, forget selling drugs, something legit. Not nothing. I ain't doing no 9 to 5. So as long as he still has a shit mentality, toxic mentality, he will always be a shit fighter with put on toxic performances in the ring. It's all on Jared Anderson to figure out what he wants to do. Nonetheless, I think he and Jarrell Big Baby Miller should fight next. Now, Martin Bakoli, that dude, that man kind of reminded me of like a little bit of Joe Joyce and Derek Chisora. I mean, just coming straight forward, and George Foreman. I was like, what the hell is going on here? Martin Bakoli is a monster. But as far as him and his next fight, I don't know. But him and Caballero would be interesting. Now, Gerald Big Baby Miller and Andy Ruiz. Hey, I called Gerald Big Baby Miller for the win. I think he was robbed. It is what it is. But Gerald Big Baby Miller, if he would have let that right hand go some more, I think he would have knocked out Andy Ruiz. Andy Ruiz just didn't want, the 2 years off has hurt him. He was handling guys much bigger than Gerald Big Baby Miller, especially the Devin Trenko, whoever he fought before he fought Anthony Joshua. That guy was a goddamn monster. Ruiz chopped him down. So you can just see is the longer they stay out the ring, with each year they get older and the longer they stay out the ring, the inactivity plagues these fighters and totally disrupts their in-ring performances. And that's what we see happening with Andy Ruiz. I mean, he's a case of somebody who's reached the pinnacle of boxing and just crashed and burned, and he's trying to recover. He just hasn't been able to do it. What was that? The judges determining this fight as a draw just helped Andy Ruiz get another opportunity for another fight, some decent money. And Gerald Big Baby Miller really, really, really impressed. That man really impressed. And this just shows you when you have a trainer, a dietitian, a nutrition, take it serious. The shit that can happen. I had no idea Gerald Big Baby Miller would come out here and perform the way he did tonight. Anyway, good job to both of them. Some people don't want Gerald Big Baby Miller in boxing. Look, man, hold your horses. Let's not take it to the stupid. He messed up, yes. If they were going to pull the trigger, put him in front of the firing squad and put him out of his misery and our misery that he's created, then they should have done it. They didn't. He's here, so it is what it is. He's entertaining. Let's just face it and be real. With him and boxing's fun. But he's going to always have that cloud over his head about the shit he did with the Peds. And he can say what he wanted. He was taking a pill to help his John G stand up so he can crack up some of these honeys. I think that's bullshit. But nonetheless, best of luck to Joe Big Baby Miller and Andy Ruiz. Now, I picked Pitbull Cruz to beat Valenzuela, and he almost knocked him out. But Valenzuela, what the hell is going on? He had the Conti cocktail going on, didn't he? Which is a legal cocktail, but the Conti cocktail is real. My boy fought the second of the first round, throwing combinations across the whole round all the way until the finish line. And Pitbull Cruz almost had him out. I think it was the 11th round. another 15 seconds, and Jose Valenzuela gets knocked out. Now, we all know I felt Pitbull Cruz would knock him out because Valenzuela stands up. He's tall and his neck is long, and he keeps his neck up in the air just like a giraffe. So I said the Pitbull Cruz would go out there, man, and basically maul the giraffe. But that's not what happened. Instead, Valenzuela boxed beautifully. He looked amazing. I ain't gonna lie, Robert Garcia does wonders with these fighters. Anyway, Pitbull Cruz lost, and he deserved to lose because Valenzuela really won that fight. Anyway, as far as what's next for those guys, I don't know. Maybe Pitbull Cruz comes back down to 135. He's just small, man. But he can fight. He got the heart of a goddamn heavyweight. But a rematch is probably more than likely what's going to happen with Valenzuela. He don't want that rematch. They're going to try to have that ship sail far away from that goddamn Chihuahua, Pitbull Cruz, because they don't want nothing to do with that Chihuahua. Now, that's done and said. Valenzuela can make some noise at 140, but I don't know, man, how far he goes. But he got the big win, and that's all that mattered. Now, Crawford and Madrimov. Hey, yo, listen. Hey, yo, hold your horses. Let's stop taking it to the stupid. I watched that fight. Now, I had some teammates on there with me, and we didn't all agree. I think most of us felt Crawford won that fight easy, like 9-3, 8-4. But there's some people, someone had this shit like 12-0. They had Crawford winning every round. But the others that had, Madrimov winning like, 9-3, 8-4, and it just lets you know that it's boxing so subjective and everybody's just seeing different things. But for me, I had it 9-3, 8-4 at the worst. I had Crawford winning that shit with no problem. But what this told me about Terence Crawford is, Terence Crawford is built differently because he was in there. He was getting hit. It was some hard shots. And even he recognized this shit ain't fun. But you saw what happened there towards the last few rounds. Crawford started stepping to Madrimov and was like, he did him. This is the thing about Crawford. If you hit him and you hurt him, he is going to want to get that lick back. He did this shit to Sean Porter. He did it to Cavaliauskas. He did it when he fought Benavidez Jr. Anyone he gets in the ring with, if you hit him, he's going to want to get his lick back. And when he started stepping to Madrimov, I said, damn, he's about to knock him out. Now, anybody that want to disagree with me, to that I say, in the most respectful way, hey, you hold your horses and stop taking to the stupid. Crawford is that guy. You got to give him respect. He even knew his right eye was about to close. And that's where you saw Madrimov have a little bit more success because Crawford had that right hand up protecting that eye because he didn't want it to close up. As a result, he wasn't letting the jab go the way he wanted, and Madrimov was able to get a few shots off on him. But you saw what happened when Crawford he makes a decision. He's like, F it. 50 Cent, baby. Get rich or die trying. And I'm going to come out here and go all out because I can't sit here and fight scared. And that's what he did. And Terence Crawford, man, I just thought it was an amazing fight. But that shit was chess. Madrimov is a problem, man. I try to tell people. I had a guy people coming out here. Hey, screw you, hood champion. You don't know nothing about boxing. You don't like black people because Crawford's a black guy and you're saying bad stuff about the black guy. Yo, subscriber, get out of here. What is all this race shit? We all human beings, right? Why we gotta be about the black and the white and the purple and the brown and the this and the that? And this ain't the channel for that. We give opinions, right? Sad thing is, if I say Tyson Fury gonna lose, oh, he's a racist. He hates the white man from the UK. If I say Zhang gonna lose, he hates the Chinaman from China. I mean, goddamn. How about this? My great-great-grandfather come from the UK and he's a gypsy white man. My great-grandfather come from China, and my grandfather come from Africa. So there's a whole lot going on with Hood Champion. So how can I be racist? And I speak Spanish, and my favorite food is Mexican. But that has nothing to do with the fucking Terence Crawford Madrimov fight. What I'm saying is, Crawford was in tough. I tried to tell y'all. To see those two guys, especially Crawford at 36, going on 37. From the first second of the round, man, do y'all not realize, this is the shit that annoys me. Do you guys not realize Crawford never stopped moving. The whole 12 rounds. He never stopped moving. He never stopped fighting. It was non-stop action, movement, chess playing, trying to set traps, use angles, counterpunching by Crawford and Madrimov. Neither one of them ever stopped moving. And Madrimov had that herky-jerky style, that up and down, and me, myself, and Irene, Jim Carrey shit going on. He never, ever stopped doing that for the whole 12 rounds. I'm watching that, and that shit blowing my mind. Because I'm telling you, I've never, ever boxed professionally. I had a very few amateur fights. I've fought in a lot of smokers. I've trained all over the world, right? But I know what it takes to cut weight. I know what it takes to go in the ring and fight. I know how difficult that shit is to just do that for goddamn 1 minute. You know what I'm saying? I've done it for 3 minutes before. I've never done anything like what they're doing. But I know how difficult it is to go. I tell you what, anyone out there who thinks those guys are bums, tomato cans, okay, I'll tell you what, Jim Carrey. How about you, me, myself, and Irene? Just go in your bathroom. Nobody looking. That way it's just you. You got to be embarrassed. And your little cute little iPhone, put it on the timer. Hit start. And try to, shadow box for fucking 3 minutes. Moving around. Nonstop. And you let me know when your tongue falls out your mouth and wraps around your head and drags across your scalp and saliva hits all four corners of that fucking room. It is not easy to do. And to see those guys perform the way they did, that shit was high level, high IQ boxing. That shit was amazing. I ain't lying. I'm watching that and I'm like, this is mind-blowing. And very competitive. So now Crawford got Madrimov out of there. It's like, okay, what's next for Crawford? I don't know. Canelo. Does he beat Canelo? Look, I don't know. But go in there and get that Canelo fight, get that Canelo payday. If not Canelo, I don't know what's going to be Terence Crawford's motivation. For Madrimov, he wants the rematch. Okay? So maybe the rematch happens. I don't know. But I will tell you this. Them other guys at 154, Tim Tszyu's an interesting fight because Tim Tszyu built differently. But I just think it's a very, very difficult fight for anyone who's facing Crawford and Madrimov. I mean, those guys are just menaces, and they're so intelligent. So intelligent. I mean, it was just amazing to watch those guys fight. Amazing to watch them. Anyway, Terence Crawford, what does the future hold? I don't know. But the man is in his 4th division, just picked up a belt. Can he become undisputed at 140? Look, I think he can, but you just never know. But he got to stay active. He can't go back into another year of inactivity. He's got to stay active. 3 times a year. He got to do it. I know he may not want to do it, but if he wants to really, if he's thinking about becoming undisputed at 154, he got to stay active. But for Madrimov, I think Madrimov beats. Tim Tszyu's the only one I think is an interesting fight. But Madrimov beats all them guys, man. Tim Tszyu makes it interesting. I like Tim Tszyu. But ain't nobody beating Madrimov. Crawford barely. I mean, don't get me wrong. I thought he won 9 to 3 rounds, but that doesn't mean it was he went in there and trashed him those rounds. No. The rounds were pretty damn close, but I thought Crawford did enough. But it's just, let me tell you, Terence Crawford, he deserves a lot of respect, man. A lot of respect. I really have nothing to say about him, man. Nothing but praises. But we're gonna see how Earl Spence look, because I'm telling you, the guy who was the biggest threat at the division to me was Madrimov. Crawford took him on. Even if Earl Spence goes and fights Fundora as planned and he tranquilizes him, which I doubt he does. But if he does, I mean, don't come. Let's hold our horses and not get excited about Earl Spence banging on Fundora. If he beats somebody like a Tszyu or a Madrimov, then we could talk, but I don't think he wins those fights. Anyway, Terence Crawford for goddamn president, man. Joe Biden, he just step down or some shit, man, and they got Kamala Harris. God damn it, man, bump her ass out the way, too. Terence Crawford for President of the United States. Los Estados Unidos, the Americanos. Put his ass in position, because my man is out here controlling shit and making executive decisions when he's inside the boxing ring. And they should call him, forget Ikebeya Bucci, the President El Presidente. They need to call Crawford old El Presidente, because that man handled business. Y'all keep cool. Shout out to the veterans, all 7 continents. I am in the breeze.